Hey everyone, KSLA First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle here. Really all about the heat heading forward into the weekend and on into next week as well. We might sneak in a little rain from time to time, but in general, coverage of wet weather looks like it's going to be fairly low. Upper weather pattern is going to be dominated by a developing ridge of high pressure over the southern U.S., and that is pretty much going to build through the Arklatex this weekend and stick with us probably a large part of next week as well. This time of year, it means hot and humid weather on a daily basis, little to no rainfall, and it does look like this pattern is going to be here to stay at least for a little while. Certainly not seeing any major weather changes through at least next week. So kind of get used to a little bit of a hot streak ahead after just some very slight relief that we've enjoyed here for the last day or so, and we'll continue to see on Friday. Average high is 92. We'll be close to that on Friday, and then all up from there. 96 Saturday into the upper 90s Sunday and Monday, and we're likely going to be pushing 100 starting on Tuesday and perhaps staying in that range as we head throughout much of next week. Factor in the humidity and the feels like numbers, of course, will be running even higher, and over the course of the weekend and on into next week, it's possible we may hit that threshold for some heat advisories. That is a feels like temperature of 105 or higher, and at this point forecasting that starting by Sunday and probably continuing for a good chunk of next week. So be on the watch for that as some heat alerts may be coming out. Again, rain activity limited. We might sneak in an isolated shower or thunder shower on Friday, but in general, those rain chances will be around 10% or less as we work our way through the weekend and on into the beginning of next week. So at least transitioning out of the active weather pattern we've been in here for the first half of the month of June. All right, let's talk about your Friday. We'll work you through the rest of this evening and tonight, and it should be fairly quiet out there. Clear to partly cloudy sky. Overnight temperatures will settle back upper 60s, low 70s. Really not too bad on those numbers. We head through the day on Friday, and we will quickly warm up. Upper 80s in here by the lunch hour, and for the afternoon hours, lower and a few mid-90s. I know you see a little bit of rain there close to the Arklatex. Not entirely buying that scenario, as honestly Future Track has done a poor job forecasting the placement of rain here as of late. So even though we're seeing that close by, at this point, does not look like much of a chance of any of that making it into the area. But again, we are keeping a low-end 20% chance to cover any isolated shower or thunderstorm activity that may impact primarily that western edge of the Arklatex. So we'll keep an eye on that for you for tomorrow. First Alert 7-day forecast breaking down like this. Again, really all about the heat. We get hotter over the weekend, mid to upper 90s for highs. Again, most of next week, right around 100. And unfortunately, there will not be much relief during those overnight periods, with temperatures only barely dropping below the 80-degree mark most nights. So staying a bit uncomfortable, to say the least, heading through at least the next week or so. Latest on your forecast, always here on our website, KSLA.com, also on your smartphones with the KSLA First Alert weather app. All the latest details on the building heat and your forecast on KSLA News 12 at 4, 5, 6, and 10. I'll see you then.